What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I just want to start all this off by saying happy Batman Day to those who celebrate, which I hope would be most of us. It's actually not Batman Day at the time of recording this video, but by the time it's live and you guys are hopefully watching it, it will be Batman Day, so happy Batman Day to you guys. And I put out a poll on Instagram a couple days ago, earlier in the week, when I realized today was going to be Batman Day. Wanted to basically pick a Batman movie to review, and a lot of you recommended The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, which really excited me because it's been several years since I've actually watched both of those films, and I remember really loving it when I did watch it, so I was very excited to have a chance to rewatch this, check this out, and then give you guys my thoughts because I'm a man of the people. And I'm also just objectively a massive Batman fanboy, so anything Batman is largely going to appeal to me. But yeah, before we get started here, this will be a spoiler-filled review, so if you've read the comic, or if you haven't read the comic, or you haven't seen the movie, then I would definitely not watch this video, go watch it. There you go, there's your Batman movie for the day. And then come back and let's talk The Dark Knight Returns. And just starting off, I mean, like I said, I watched this movie, probably parts 1 and 2, roughly back to back, about 6 or 7 years ago. I think I watched part 1 maybe like 3-ish years ago. But yeah, it's been a hot second either way. And I do have to say, it is still a fantastic Batman movie. I mean, it was probably my favorite animated Batman movie to begin with when I first watched it, and just watching it again the other night really cemented that for me. The animation is top tier for DC Animated, for the animated side of DC. I mean, a lot of people forget that these are direct-to-video movies back in like the 2000s and 2010s even, and DC was just absolutely crushing it. I feel like their animated stuff, specifically a lot of their Batman movies, were just as good, if not better, than a lot of the live action DC content that we got. But yeah, you know, the animation is very, very well done. I mean, it looks, I'm not going to say it looks quite movie level quality, but it's almost there. Like, I love the 2D animation style, just really works, really immerses you in this world of Gotham City. Bruce Timm, who he's played, I believe he played the older Batman in Batman Beyond. He's also, I think, voiced over in some of these other animated movies here and there. And he's definitely second to Kevin Conroy for Best Batman Voice for sure. And his performance as Bruce Wayne / Batman is just really engaging. I love how he's able to create this sound, the voice that sounds like this older Batman. Like, it very much sounds like how an older Batman would sound, but it doesn't lose that intimidation factor. Like, it shows the age of the character, or it conveys the age of the character without lose, you know, it doesn't just sound like some old man like, hey, get off my lawn. Like, he sounds intimidating, but you can also tell there's age and maturity to his voice, and I really like that. And just across the board, the voice acting is phenomenal. I would say secondary to Bruce Timm would be Michael Emerson's Joker. I don't know if he's actually voiced the Joker in anything outside of this, but I just thought he did a really good job. Really sounds like the Joker. And again, similar to how I feel like Bruce Timm can complement the best aspects of the late Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, I feel like Michael Emerson in his role as the Joker really sounds a lot and really borrows a lot of elements from Mark Hamill's Joker. So yeah, it's just really great voice acting around, all around. The complexity of the story in and of itself is just very rich, and it's so grounded. It's one of my favorite character-driven stories of anything Batman, whether we're talking about the comic book or this movie, and even just in general, like movies, comics. I just adore the story of The Dark Knight Returns. It just grounds it in the Batman lore and changes up everything that we know about it. Really challenges you on the beliefs that Batman has, which I really find fascinating. And it's such an interesting look into the lives of these iconic characters, whether we're talking about Batman and his motivations, or Superman and his motivations to take on Batman, and kind of his and Superman's close relationship with the president during the Cold War. And kind of just mentioning that, I love the fact that they dropped this really complex, interesting story about these iconic characters in their twilight years to this Cold War's 80s backdrop. It's such an interesting flavor and distinct style, almost feels kind of like Watchmen-esque in terms of the setting, and it just really makes it stand out among the other Batman adventures, whether we're talking about Elseworld stories like this, or even just mainline Batman comics, movies, etc. But yeah, moving on, I just really loved getting insight into Gotham City's reaction to Batman's return and the different ways in which they perceive this hero. Like, I really find it fascinating that throughout the movie, specifically in the first one, but quite a bit in the second one, or the second part as well, you see a lot of the public's reactions. You see how the media is portraying Batman. You see how the everyday citizen feels about Batman. And as you progress through this movie and you start seeing kind of, originally the perception of him coming back is it seems like he's just causing more problems. He can't really fix this rampant crime, whether we're talking about his rogues gallery or we're talking about the mutant gang in this movie. There's this divisiveness, kind of like what we would probably have in the present day world, especially with everything and anything, big and small. There's always going to be divisiveness because it's human nature. And I just really like that they lean into that in this movie. And then, as you get to the second part and you start seeing the progress, you start seeing Gotham become the safest city in America. And he's proving the president wrong. He's proving these citizens wrong. And you start seeing their perception change. It's such a fun dynamic to add to this film. I really enjoy it. And also, I would be completely remiss not to talk about the action scenes in this movie. They're phenomenal. They're raw. They're brutal. They're cutting edge. They're hardcore. I would definitely say the two best fight scenes in this movie. I mean, number one would probably be the Batman and Superman fight at the end of part 2. Just really great. I mean, you can definitely see watching this movie, they took a lot of inspiration from, or BVS took a lot of inspiration from that fight scene. So it's very similar, again, different motivations and whatnot, but it's still really, really cool. And the second best, I would say, would be the fight with the Omega Mutant. I don't know what they call him exactly, maybe that's it, but the kind of leader of that mutant gang in part 1. And the fist fight between Batman and the gang leader. Just really brutal. It's just such a hardcore fight between these raw masculine characters. Again, I just absolutely love it, especially because Batman got his butt handed to him on a silver platter earlier in the film by that same leader, and then he's able to come back just all the more stronger. I love those like comeback fight stories. I don't know, I'm a big Rocky guy, but it's just overall really great. And I do like the ending. I've always liked the ending to both the comic and to this as well, where you see Batman, and after the fight with Superman, he basically fakes his death, acts like he has a heart attack. Even Superman kind of believes it. So he can basically continue the underground world of, kind of starting to, whether we're talking about raising or training up newcomers and continuing to fight the underworld of Gotham kind of in the shadows. I really like that dynamic. It's such a Batman thing to do, and I just think it ends on such a wonderful note. The only con that I really have in this movie, actually, I would say would be Carrie Kelly's Robin. Not that I think she's a bad character, but I do wish that she had a little bit more to do, a little more backstory and development as well. I don't feel like would have hurt him, especially in the second part. She's definitely a fun dynamic to Batman. I like seeing the few scenes that we do see Batman really kind of honing in and training Carrie Kelly, but I also kind of feel like a lot of this stuff comes too naturally, and there's not a lot of explanation as to, how is she so good at, driving the Batmobile or whatever. So I just kind of wish she had a bit more development in part 1, and in part 2 I kind of wish she had a bit more to actually do to kind of service the story more or less. But again, that is just a minor nitpick in the grand scheme of things, because this, honestly, I think is still the best Batman movie, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, and in my opinion is just as good, if not better, than the majority of the live-action counterparts. I mean, obviously Dark Knight's my favorite film of all time, so I think that's better. I would say, you could argue the Dark Knight trilogy as a whole, but outside of that, this might be my, 4th favorite Batman movie. It's just, I love it so much. I can't believe I've gone so long without watching it. We get one of my favorite portrayals of Batman. He's older, but he's more bulky. He's more gruff than ever before. We just get great voice acting across the board, a really complex, innovative story that's really clever and unique. Frank Miller, if you haven't read the comic by Frank Miller, it's very similar to this movie, and I love that comic as well. I probably have read that. Last time I read that was probably when I first saw this movie, so it was quite a while ago. But yeah, I really debated on if I wanted to give this a 9.5 or 10. I think, to be fair, I'm going to go with a 9.5 out of 10 just because of the Carrie Kelly aspect. But the fanboy in me definitely would give this a 10 out of 10. It's really an excellent film. I think every Batman fan should definitely read the comic, but also watch this very faithful adaptation of Batman. One of the best portrayals we've ever had, in my opinion. But just let me know in the comments, guys. Have you seen The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2? And if you have, what are your thoughts? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Are you kind of indifferent? And if you hated them, please tell me why, because I don't know how as a Batman fan you could hate this absolute masterpiece. But yeah, just be sure to, or better yet, just tell me your favorite Batman movie, because it's Batman Day. So yeah, actually let that be the question. Tell me your favorite Batman movie, whether it's live action, animated, Lego maybe even, or just favorite Batman game, like your favorite Batman project. There we go, we'll leave it at that. What is your favorite Batman project? And just throw it off in the comments down below, guys. And as always, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and check out my other videos in the link in the description down below, and I will see you all later.